Hello viewers and welcome to another exciting edition of the platform. I tried a smash. It didn't work because this is not my area of expertise. Join me after the break while we talk to one of Ghana's top table tennis players. She has an interesting story for us. It will inspire you and educate you. After the break, you will meet my guest. See you after the break. The platform is brought to you by kind courtesy of Second Serve Tennis Shop, Nayak Beauty GH, Realtor and Tours Ghana, Gold Coast Roasters Ghana, and K Graphics. Hello, welcome back. Today we're talking to Ghana's top ranked table tennis player. She's ranked 5th in West Africa and 25th in the whole of Africa. She's a mother and also an immigration officer. Please welcome Mrs. Cynthia Kwabi to the platform. Hello, Cynthia.
Hi, madam.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I like what you did to me on the table. I don't remember when the last time was that I played table tennis, but I did enjoy myself. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So, you're a mother. How many kids?
2 kids.
How old?
5 years and 3 years.
Wow. How long have you been married?
For 5 years.
5 years. So you were playing when you met your partner?
Yes, please.
How did you manage that?
Well, it's all about the passion for the game and also making the right choice.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Is he a sportsman too?
No, please.
He isn't?
He's a businessman.
But he appreciates what it is that you are doing?
Yes.
Interesting. So how did you become Ghana's top-ranked table tennis player?
It's all about consistency.
Okay.
I started table tennis when I was young. I started from home as what they call it, loser pay. That's how I started the game. So
where you put a table there and you put a bar on it with stones holding the bar together. Yeah, I remember that. We've done it too.
So from there was one man from our place who has a board. Okay. So we paid and we start playing there. So the one that loses, you are the one that's supposed to pay. So it got to some extent. I realized that the money that my mom and dad gives me, I use it to play, and it becomes very difficult for me to get something to eat. So I became a board master. I became a board master.
Now you dished out the board.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I was the one, if you come and play, then I take the money. So I wasn't paying, and I can play enough without paying anything. So that's how I realized I was very good, and I improved.
But why
my
table
tennis? Well, I think table tennis is a flexible game, and I think it makes one very intelligent. To my view, it makes one very intelligent, and when it comes to injury, the injury is not all that
minimal.
It's minimal compared to other sports activities.
Yes. So how old were you when you?
Well, I think I was 10 years old.
10 years.
10 years.
Wow. Where was this?
At Kotobabi. Started at
in Accra.
Kotobabi.
Oh, interesting. It used to be a boys' game. It was always whenever you found a table with a bar across it and you look and it's young boys. How did you marshal your way to become a board master?
I think it was my senior brother who taught me how to play the table tennis.
Okay.
Because I'm the only lady. We are 4 and I'm the only lady.
Okay.
So he taught me how to play the table tennis. I think I got that interest from there, and I didn't see myself to be someone who is I'm not a bit shy, and my parents, my family, they support.
They encourage
like.
you. Oh, that's
they encourage
good.
us. They don't discourage us. So I think they got to know that was my interest in sports. And even though I was also playing soccer too, but I realized, it got to some extent, I was having more passion for table tennis.
Yeah. Growing up with 4 boys, you have to like soccer. So we have your brother to thank for allowing you to follow them to these games. Exactly. That's good. So from there, did you play when you were in JHS, SHS?
There was this district games that the school organized for us, Greater Accra School. So from home, we had district games. That was Ayawa, so I was in the Ayawaso team. So we go for inter-district games with other districts. That's Asedu Keteke. So my first appearance, though I wasn't having that enough training, but my first appearance, I was able to get the trophy.
Wow.
So that was where I got to know that I can push
and do it. So I'll have to imagine that playing with your brothers meant that you were playing with boys more than you were playing with girls. Or were there girls around that time when you started playing?
The girls, they weren't enough.
In that area.
The interest wasn't that much. But the only chance that I had was my family encouraged me in the game, and my brothers too also didn't stop me, because when you go to certain family, when you are a lady and you are trying to
we've heard it.
Something about how the boys do.
Oh, Jai, obey to say man, I want to be prefie. Go home and it's true.
My family wasn't. My parents encouraged me.
I'm happy that they allowed you to. So you started competing with boys until the inter-districts, when you started playing with girls and you won the first trophy. So it followed on from there. Then how did you come into the national team?
Well, I think my coach, Mr. White, Coach White,
Ebenezer White,
he once told me that I should come to Accra Sports Stadium and start training. So that was where I started training at Accra Sports Stadium. Then I started playing. I was like 15 years.
Okay. So you'll be in JHS?
Yes. Okay. So I was playing. We had junior championship. So I started from the junior championship, playing GA Baini. GA Baini. He was the main sponsor by then. So I won the GA Baini, and from there we had juniors trials and I qualified to the juniors competition that was held at Egypt.
Wow. So your first attempt, and you got the opportunity to travel to represent the nation. Yeah. What was it like when you went home to tell your parents? How did they take it?
I was very excited because actually I was comparing soccer to table tennis. So immediately I got a chance to join the juniors national team. Then I said I have to concentrate on table tennis because I don't want to have a divided attention. So I focus more on table tennis. So my parents, knowing that I've qualified to the juniors national team, they were very excited.
Wow. About it. What position did you play with soccer?
Soccer, I was playing 7.
7. Hey, does that mean that you can run?
Very well.
Really? Wow, winger, eh? And didn't you find it a bit strange because soccer, the mechanisms for soccer is different from table tennis?
Well, any good player will know that if you play table tennis and you combined soccer to it, it's a plus. Because the way I started from playing soccer and adding it to my table tennis, when it comes to physical, I'm able to build myself very well, which is an advantage for which most of the players, they don't know about it.
So
it's not only being on the board.
You have to have endurance.
You have to build yourself physically.
Did you play soccer for school?
Yes, I did.
To what level?
To university level.
What? You played soccer to university level?
Yes.
Interesting. All the while playing table tennis. So if there was a Gusa Games.
Gusa Games, there was once we had a Gusa game at Tamale. Yes, I was playing for University of Ghana, and we came third.
So did you play both soccer and table tennis?
Yes.
And if you have a game scheduled at the same time, how would you manage?
Most times I go to the table tennis side. But in most time it doesn't conflict with
it, so you're able to manage it. Yeah. Wow, playing soccer to university level. Yes. So at age 15, you are traveling to Egypt. I'm sure that was probably your first time.
Yes.
What was the experience? Getting on an airplane and all of that. What was the experience like?
The experience was great because you could see that there's more benefit in it, as in exposure, and also I got to know that I can move further, because starting from junior side can push me to
the senior
national team. So.
Wow. What was your placement in the Egyptian
tournament? The team, we were fit.
So usually you play singles and then a team
We have
game.
The singles, then mixed doubles. We have the women doubles, then the team.
The team, okay. You are back home from Egypt. You are motivated to move on and play and make it into the senior team. How many girls were around at that time? How many other young ladies were you playing with?
I was playing the under 18. Under 18 we were 4. Then the juniors, that was the cadets, they were 2. So in all it was 6.
So do you think it was difficult for other young girls to learn to play table tennis? You had it easy. Do you think it was it that they haven't experienced it as you have, or what do you think accounted for the?
It's not difficult for the girls to play. It's only we have to let their parents get aware of the benefits and the health-wise that they can gain in table tennis. So I think most of them, they don't know the benefits getting it from table tennis. That's why they don't encourage their kids.
So I understand Winneba has a lot more table tennis clubs than other parts of Ghana. Is that true?
Well, when you come to, we have Konyako table tennis players. They have talented kids that are catching up very well. And we also have some of the clubs at Accra, Asoba Foundation. Yes, they are also doing well. They've groomed most of the kids to take part in table tennis. So there are a lot of clubs.
So now we have more young girls playing than when you first came in.
Yes.
I see. What is the Koforidua situation like? Because I know Coach White is based in Koforidua. Are they also pushing things in Koforidua with regards to table tennis?
Koforidua, they are also doing well. They are doing well. Koforidua, when it comes to table tennis, they've also gained some improvements and some encouragement from there. Mr. White's also going there, has been able to group the young ones to also to involve themselves more in the games. And also individuals from outside the country are also pushing in money to have their own clubs and championship based only in Koforidua. So they are also doing well. So
competition-wise, at least with national competition, there is enough competition in table tennis now.
Well, there is enough competition, but not that much. Our chairman, Mr. Afajanu, is also doing well, and most of the tournaments is being sponsored by him. So we have like the Stanbic Bank Championship, which we play every year. Then the Atramani Championship, which we also play every year. So I think These are the major tournaments that we have.
And then the others are at regional level.
Regional level. So it's not that much. We need more sponsorship to help Mr. Mauko and the rest of.
I see. Viewers, you are listening to Mrs. Cynthia Kwabi. It has been her rise to the top has been very interesting. Join us after the break and let us talk about combining family duties with her national duties. Join us after the break. The platform is brought to you by kind courtesy of Second Serve Tennis Shop, Nayak Beauty GH, Realtor and Tours Ghana, Gold Coast Roasters Ghana, and K Graphics. Hello and welcome back. Please don't forget to subscribe to the platform on YouTube and also follow us on our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We still have the firebrand Cynthia Kwabi in the chair, and you wouldn't guess that she has 2 children. I mean, sports must be very beneficial with regards to the female body, right?
Sure.
And I'm sure when you tell people that you have kids, they don't believe you.
Don't believe it.
You don't look like someone who has kids. Wow. So tell me, the training. You 2 kids, training to stay on top and make sure that you maintain your #1 rank. How do you combine the 2?
Well, I think it's all about planning. I always plan my schedules and how to go about it. What I do actually is when I wake up, I try to tidy up everything and get the kids ready for school. Then I move in straight for training. Okay. So after training, if I feel like training more, I just call my mom to pick up the kids. Okay. So I think the family support is also there. They try to.
Mommy, we are very grateful to you. God bless you.
She tries to help me when there's any great competition. So I try to call her to take care of the kids for me. So when I come back, then I continue my duty as a wife.
A wife and mother. How many hours do you train a day? How many hours do you need to train a day to stay on top?
For me, 5 hours is okay for me, combined with physical activities.
5 hours?
Yes.
5 hours?
5 hours.
Okay. So what does the training entail?
It entails jogging, then having a little bit of stretching, then I play a bit multi-balls. After the multi-balls, multi-balls is multi-balls as in plenty balls.
Okay.
Plenty balls as in the way they have the footballers have their formation, formation, the kicking, and so we also have our formation when it comes to table tennis. So I play multi-balls and do a bit shadow training, then the main training.
Wow. So multi-balls, a coach will feed you the balls. More of the balls. And you try the different shots.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the shadow training is what?
The shadow training is like practicing without the ball. The way the ball will give you.
Oh.
Like the ball will give you forehand, playing only forehand. But you can be on the board and you imagine how the balls are coming. And you be playing like shadow.
So that's where you get the consistency from.
Yes, the more concentration on it.
Wow. Can you imagine just focusing on you don't see the ball, but you are just hitting and
footworks. Then building up the ties.
Yes, I was going to ask that. You are bent over the board like that. Doesn't it affect your back?
Oh no, it doesn't.
Really?
Yeah. When you train the body very well, as you train the neck, you train the arms, the thighs, train the waist, so you're able to
How do you train? What kind of training do you do? With the stretching?
With the waist. You can do that at the gym. The thigh too, you can do that at the gym. It's not all the gym this thing that we can use. We have table tennis, we have our
your own way of training. Do you do a lot of stretching? Do you need a lot of stretching?
Yes, you need a lot of stretching because the board, you see the board to be that small, but it's pressed to everywhere.
Okay.
You can be at far end of it, but you can still play
and hit the ball.
Yeah, the net on the board stretches to everywhere.
Yes.
So the board may be only small at one place, but the playing.
Because if the person, your opponent hits the ball, let's say it's going to the corner, it leaves the board and it travels in the air. So wherever you are, your bat can meet it to bring it back into play. Yeah. I see. You're training your neck, you're training your shoulder, you're training your back, your waist, so that you are able to bend over and be able. Now, you said footwork. You are doing a lot of jumping. So that means that you spend time playing with your foot to ensure that you are able to meet the ball in. And then you have to work your thighs because clearly a lot of energy comes from there. So in that 5-hour training, all of this goes into it.
Sometimes you wouldn't use only a day to do all of that.
Okay,
Because you can take like a month to build physically. Then you can go in for the multi-balls. Then the normal training that we have. Because when you combine all together, you break down. So
so you stagger it in a way.
When competition is a bit longer, you can start with the physical training, the fitness, as in jogging, gym. Then when you are getting closer, then you can combine not the intensive one, a bit jogging, then multi-balls. Then you add the training to it.
Normally, when you look at table tennis players, they don't tend to be heavily built. So that means that you don't do any bulky weight training.
We do, but not the intensive one.
Okay.
Because
just to get
table tennis is
muscle.
a flexible game. Table tennis is a flexible game. When you become too stiff, it will be difficult for you to hit the ball. All your balls will go out. Okay. So you have to be a bit flexible. You can build the shoulders and the arms a bit, but you can't do it as the way the weightlifters do theirs. So it's a flexibility.
You train, you build the body, but you don't go for too much muscle.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you are preparing for a competition, and you have to go through all of this to prepare yourself. You go to the competition and you have to go and play one of these Asian players. What in your opinion, what makes them so, it's almost like they are always glued to the board, and like there's a string they use to pull the board. They get can you at least in your opinion tell us what you think they are doing different to us?
Well, I think in every competition, anyone who stands for a country, they are doing their best according to or in line with what they've been given. As in
definitely
their strength, where they've got into. So when we compare to the Asian countries, for instance, there are a lot of things that they are ahead of us when it comes to facilities, sponsorships, competitions, exposure. They are higher than us. So I think that's where the differences comes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where the difference comes.
Okay. Now, most of them come up a little. Do you have to be very short to be a good table tennis player?
Oh, not really, not really.
So your height is not really.
The height doesn't matter. It depends on how you adapt to the tactics of the game.
Okay.
And how you start as a player. The foundation
makes a difference. Okay.
So if you have a good coach and you are tall, you have to bend more. You have to go down more. When you are short, you know how to position yourself very well. So there are advantages and disadvantages when it comes to the stature of the person. When you are tall, you are able to take the ball from any angle of it.
Yeah, you stretch a little bit and you are there.
That will be your advantage.
Okay.
When you are tall, to the disadvantage when the ball comes to your middle of it. So if you have a good coach and your coach knows that tall people, their disadvantage are mostly the middle of
the board.
Then you try to learn more of taking balls from the middle. When you are short, the ring side is very difficult for you. So you have to do extra movements of it. So it depends on how you start the foundation of the game.
That's interesting. And keeping an eye on the ball, hand-eye coordination. You have to be very sharp with your eyes to be able to pick the ball. Now let's talk about tactics. We know football, they'll say, oh, they are playing for formation, they are playing 4-4-2, 4-5-1, for this, that. What is the table tennis tactics like?
Well, table tennis tactics, we have the forehand, we have the backhand, we have short balls, long balls, we have the spins, the service, variation of the services. So they are all parts of the formation. Okay. Because when you are playing and your coach tells you to give the person a short ball, then you loop a long ball. You have to know all of that formation. And some of the coaches don't only talk about straightforward about the loop. They may structure their own formation as it comes with numbers, alphabets. Maybe
you don't want to give the game away.
From one goes to the person 3. So it depends on the understanding of you and the coach and the player.
Oh, I see.
And also I think upgrading of coaches also helps. So
technology and table tennis, can you do, is there a correlation?
Sure.
So what kind of technology do you use to train?
Technology, when it comes to table tennis, for the multi-balls, as I said earlier, we have robot machines. Oh, okay. Robot machines. Instead of the coach feeding you with enough balls, the robot machine will give you more of the balls and the tactics and the formation depending on how you fix it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wow, that's interesting. So, you are immigration controller officer. Where did you move, at what stage did you move into the security service?
Well, joining the security service is also about having the chance to playing table tennis. Through table tennis, I was able to join the Ghana Immigration Service.
Oh, okay.
I quite remember the coaches comes around, and then they just come to the hall to look at the players who are good. Oh. So when they come, then they're able to select the players that they want. So through table tennis that I joined Ghana Immigration Service.
So playing sports, it's not for Kubolo people?
No.
Now, you played football at university, so I have to assume that you are a university graduate.
Yes.
What did you study?
At Legon, I did social work and social learning.
Wow.
But now I'm at UCC. I'm doing commerce management.
Wow. And that, are you hoping to use this in the security service, or when you retire, or you want to use this to further yourself in your workplace?
Well, I will use it in my service.
Okay.
And when opportunity also comes and I retire, I can also, since I've educated myself and upgraded myself, I'll be able to plan for anything when I retire.
So, parents, when your kids venture into sports, they are not going to waste their lives. They will definitely get something useful and meaningful out of it. So please, let's encourage our young girls to get involved in sports. It will be good for their future. So let's talk about your medals and trophies. How many have you won so far?
So far, when it comes to national, there are lots. We have GA Atramani, GA Bini. I have Atramani 1. I also have Stanbic Bank. Then when it comes to outside Ghana, I have the zonal.
Okay.
I had that was 2009.
Okay.
We went to Côte d'Ivoire. I had 1 gold and 1 silver.
Wow.
The next 2010 we went to Côte d'Ivoire. I also had 2 gold, as in singles and mixed doubles.
Okay.
Then the African University Games, that was at Namibia. I had 2 bronze. That's the women team and women doubles.
Oh wow, that's
women
good.
Doubles.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So through the playing of table tennis, you've been able to visit all of these countries and get to meet other people. And how many women coaches do we have in Ghana?
Women coaches, the one I know is Esther Lamte, but it's outside now. It's not in Ghana now.
Oh, okay.
Then
so currently we don't have any female coaches?
Coach Dora.
Okay.
He is the coach at Asoba Foundation.
I see.
Asoba Foundation.
Where is that located? That's in Accra or?
It's in Accra. It's in Accra, I think.
Why do you think past players are not, female players are not going into coaching?
Well, I think it's about sponsorship. I'll talk about sponsorship.
Okay.
And also because women, we have a lot of challenges. And also when we don't get enough sponsorship to involve ourselves in the game, we try to move out of it. Yeah, and most of the coaches who are, during our time, we had the advantage in joining the security services. It wasn't so during those days.
Okay.
So I think most of the women couldn't involve themselves more in the game. But for now that most of the table tennis players they've joined the security services, I think it's a good stand for us, since we've gained something from it. So with our era, I think we'll get more of
how many women do we currently have playing at the top now?
We have a lot. Myself, we have Linda Ano, we have Eva Dumamankwa, Celia Badan, so Madam Efia Foriwa, but she is now the women's coordinator for table tennis. We have a lot of women, and I think 90% of us are in the security service.
Service. That's good. So it means that if you decide that you wanted to go into coaching, funding will not really be an issue because you are working and you can support yourself. Do you have capacity building, like training courses? Do they run training courses regularly?
We had a training course that was 2018 and early 2022. We had the Empire course exams, and so most of us enrolled in the
so
Empire
have you started taking coaching courses
so I wrote
yourself?
the exams and I was one of those who passed.
Okay.
So for now I have international table tennis Empire certificates to Empire internationally.
That's
when
good.
It comes to table tennis.
Okay, so you'd rather go into officiating than coaching, or which would you prefer?
Most times the courses comes like every 2 years. So anytime such courses comes to Ghana, I will try to take part. So I will involve myself in all the areas.
So going forward, what are your plans to get more young girls, to give them the opportunity that you got?
Well, I have a plan to start training young girls, but I planned when I'm not other active, then I'll start that initiative.
You're still competing for Ghana actively?
Yes.
Okay.
So when I'm a bit off the game, then I have a plan of grooming young. No, they've not started for now.
When are you going to start them?
Probably they'll start this year.
Okay, so at least for the future, we can expect to see you do more for the that's great. So, we haven't had security services games for a very long time. I hope the service doesn't have issues with you releasing you to train for international competitions, or
the issues training, releasing, we don't have any issue, but it was recently that most of the national players in immigration table tennis were transferred to different regions.
Oh,
I was transferred to Suhum, Linda Ano. She is now in Volta.
Okay.
Derek Abrifa, he's in Volta. Then Emmanuel Kome is in I think Takrady.
Okay.
So like the challenges that we're having right now is we've been separated. So that's the only
maybe it's a way for you to go and start table tennis clubs in the various regions.
So, well, if they have the facilities there, we can start. But this is the case that they don't have enough facilities there. They don't have enough facilities there, and we are national players. All the players that I mentioned,
the national team players.
Top players in Ghana immigration. Because when we are separated, it becomes very difficult for us to come together and train. So I think that's the challenges that we're having right now.
So then this separation how do you think that would affect your preparation for the 2023 All-African Games?
Well, I think it will affect us when we don't get enough early release. But if our director can release us earlier to start training, I think there wouldn't be any worry about it.
Okay. So personally, what are your plans for 2023 games?
2023 games, Ghana will be hosting, and I'll be very glad if the women will be given the chance to take part in the team, because most times when we go for Commonwealth Games and African Games, for the past 3 years, we've not been given that chance to play in team.
Really?
Yeah, it's only like two players are allowed.
We went to the Commonwealth Games together.
So it was only 2 players.
Yeah, I saw there was you and the other lady.
And with 2 players, you can't play team.
So you only play individuals?
Play singles
and
doubles. Which most times, before it gets to the singles and doubles.
You're tired.
Not that tired. Those who play the team, they've been able to get the environment well, the atmosphere, and also how the playing goes, because they've tested the board enough, they've gotten the confidence, and they've played with different players. So playing with them singles too, the fear is not that there. So we only 2 players started from singles. Sometimes it's difficult.
I see.
And most of the chances comes from the team.
Yeah. I see. So we are hoping that by 2023, since we are hosting, that the females will be given the opportunity to have their team. And you need 4 people in the team, right?
5. Yeah.
Okay. So the 5th person is usually
the 5th person is when it comes to injury.
So like the spare person, and but
yes.
actual competition is the 4 people that we can manage 5, I'm sure. I'm hoping that by then the powers that be will put things together for us, and we can have a good showing and win medals here in Ghana. So you know your strengths. How confident are you of winning the gold for us in 2023?
2023, I have confidence in the women team. Then when it comes to the doubles and the men's doubles, that's where I have more confidence in it. So
you are we are likely to pick up medals in this.
Yes.
That would be great. We're hoping that they are listening. They will do the right thing. They will do the right thing by us. Okay, so finally, before we go, there's a mother watching. There's a young girl watching who is thinking, "Wow, I wish I could play." What are the processes that they will have to go through? Please explain to them and let them know so that.
Well, when you want to play table tennis is a consistent game. You have to play continuously, and you have to get your own racket. That's what they call it, your own bat.
Your bat, yes.
You get your training kits. Then you come to Accra Sports Stadium.
Okay.
We have a lot of players around. We have young players also trying to play the game. So when you come, you can start from there.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for joining us today, Cynthia. It's been very, very interesting and educative, and we hope that, as you have said, you will begin your young girls training scheme soon, so we can all take. I'd like to join. I want you to train me actually, so that I can become by 2023. I think I should be able to be part of the team, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much for joining us today on the platform. Yes, sports is good. Sports has a lot of benefits, financial and physical, and it's also good for the mental strengthening of young women. And so we encourage parents to encourage their young girls to engage in sports. It is not all so physical. You heard Cynthia explain how playing table tennis, you don't need to train to bulk up. So parents who are worried that their children will become like men, not with table tennis. If you're looking for something smooth for them to get involved in, you can encourage them to play table tennis or even lawn tennis, what used to be called lawn tennis and is called tennis now. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to the platform on YouTube and follow us on our social media handles. GH Women in Sports on Facebook, Wisnet GH on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you, and see you next time.